transversal intersect two lines such that pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is supplementary, then the lines will be parallel. So this was regarding corresponding angles, alternate angles and interior pair of angles. Before going to the next exercise, this last statement of the theorem number 6.6, it says that the lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Suppose you are having L parallel to M, even L is parallel to N. So you can see M and N both are parallel to the same line L. So according to this theorem, M will be parallel to N. And it is not only applicable for two lines, it is also applicable for more than two lines. Now let us come to exercise number 6.2. Now in this question, we have been given AP is parallel to CD. You can see in the figure AB and CD are parallel lines. Similarly, CD and EF are also parallel lines. We have a transversal XY intersecting in such a way that this angle formed here is X, this is Y and this is Z. The ratio of Y is to Z is given as 3:7. We need to find out the measures of all X, Y and Z. Now students, can you see this Z shape here? That means we can say, okay, first of all by theorem number 6.6, as both the lines are parallel to the same line CD, so I can say AB also will be parallel to EF. Now if I draw only AB and EF, please see, if this is AB and this is EF, if I draw only the two lines which are parallel, so considering XY to be the transversal, we will get this small x and this small z are forming alternate pair of angles, and so we can say x will be equal to z. In the bracket you can mention their alternate pair of angles. Okay, second thing, we can say that here they are forming a C shape, that means they are forming interior pair of angles on the same side of the transversal. So by one of the result which we have learned in theorems, so by theorem, if the interior angles are formed on parallel lines, so they will be supplementary. So we can write x plus y is equal to 180 degree. Right? Now in place of this x, you can write z by result number 1. You can name this result as result number 1. So I will write z plus y is equal to 180 degree. Right? Okay. Now we got the second result, y plus z is equal to 180 degree. So this is result number 2. In the question it was clearly mentioned y is to z is equal to 3:7. So I told you whenever ratio is given, we will take common multiple k. So we will be writing y is equal to 3k and z is equal to 7k for any non-zero constant k. K is non-zero constant. Right? Putting this value of y and z in the above equation, that is result number 2, we will be getting result number 2 as 3k plus 7k is equal to 180 degree. So 10k is equal to 180 degree, and so the value of k is 18 degree. Once you get the value of k as 18 degree, you can substitute in the value of y as well as in the value of z. So we will be getting y is equal to 3 into 18 degree, which is equal to 54 degree, and z was 7k, so 7 into 18 degree, which is equal to 126 degree. Now these are the values of y and z, but by result number 1 I had told you x and z are equal. So we can say by result number 1 x is equal to z, and so x is also 126 degree. So this is your solution. Let us see new sum. It's given that AB and CD are parallel. As shown in the figure, GE is a transversal and EF is also another transversal. But EF is perpendicular to this line CD. That means it will be forming right angle here at angle point at point F as well as at point E. Right? In the question it is clearly given that angle GED is 126. So we got our first answer, angle AGE also will be 126 because they are forming alternate pair of angle, right? So this is our first answer, AGE is 126 degree. You can write the reason, they are forming alternate angles. Now the second question is to find this GEF, right? Now we know this whole is 126 degree and this much part is 90, right? So that means from angle GED we will be subtracting FED to get 126 minus 90. So that will be the answer of angle GEF. So we'll get the measure of angle GEF. So we can write the steps in this way. Angle GEF plus angle FED is equal to GED, means addition of these two angles is equal to the whole angle GED. So angle GEF plus 90 degree. Why I have written 90? Because I have mentioned the reason EF is perpendicular to CD. Okay, so we will get angle GEF is equal to 126 degree minus 90 degree, that is equal to 36 degree. So this is your second answer. What is angle GEF? Now we will be finding what is angle FGE. Now this one is very simple. FGE is forming linear pair with AGE. AGE earlier we have got 126 degree. So 126 plus something which should be equal to 180 as they are forming a linear pair of angle. Okay, so we will use linear pair. That means they are supplementary, those result. Okay, so we shall write here angle AGE plus angle FG is 180 degree because they are forming linear pair of angles, and so 126 degree plus angle FGE will be equal to 180 degree, and so angle FGE will be equal to 180 degree minus 126 degree, which is 54 degree. So you got all your answers. Our new question, AB is parallel to CD. You can see here angle APQ is 50 degree. Without going to any other point, I will just explain you angle APQ is forming alternate angle with PQR, right? And as the lines are parallel, alternate angle will be congruent. So let me write that. So I have written angle APQ is equal to angle PQR. In the bracket you can mention the reason, they are forming alternate angles. So 50 degree is equal to x. So the value of x is 50 degree. We got the first answer. Now the second thing is angle PRD is given to be 127. So this angle is given to be 127. We need to find what is y. So again I can say angle APR is forming alternate angle with PRD. So 50 plus y will be equal to 127, and in this way we can find the value of y. Let me write. Okay, so I have written angle APR is equal to angle PRD, which are forming alternate angles. So 50 plus y is 127 degree. So y will be 127 minus 50, which is equal to 77. So this was very short sum.